So for the props, since we have just like a minute, if you wanted to, if you have blankets, it can help to fold all 3 of the blankets in this sort of long rectangle shape. If you have a bolster, of course, you could be using a bolster instead. If you want to take a few moments just to get all of that set up. Also the strap, if there can be a loop ready to go in the strap, that's about the width of your shoulders, just so that when we get towards the end, you don't have to be arranging straps. We'll just settle into our seats as you're ready, letting the eyes close. And starting to lengthen the inhale and exhale by smoothing out the end of the exhale and smoothing out the end of the inhale. And on one level of practice, letting that be part of your intention today. And bringing the hands together at the center of the chest and breathing in slowly. Releasing the hands, open the eyes. And we can go ahead and put on your playlist if you're using a playlist, and then we'll come to stand in Tadasana at the front edge of the mat. Okay, and then from Tadasana, we're going to inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, lengthen, set the gaze forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhaling, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing in. Breathing out. Again, working on that smoothing out of the end of the exhale and the end of the inhale as you practice. If you wanted to add a second level of intention today, you can work with labeling. And whenever you notice something that's not the sound of your thought and the feel of your body arising, you can say to yourself, thinking, thinking, saying it twice, letting it go, and then coming back to the breath and body. At the end of the exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and step or hop lightly between the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. In the inhale, press into the feet, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana, arms at the sides. Inhale, arms lift tall. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, lengthen, set the gaze forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhaling, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From this position, we're going to take a slight side stretch by bringing the right leg behind the left leg, off the mat, off to the side. Sway the hips to the left Bending the left knee any amount. Keep the right hand reaching out forward in front of you as the right side of the body lengthens. And then returning the right foot to regular downward facing dog. Simply sit up for the other side, left leg behind the right leg, side swaying the hips to the right. Again, bending the right knee and really sliding that left foot to the right and sliding the hips there. Lengthens through that left side. And then returning to regular downward facing dog. Inhale together here. And then at the end of the exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and step or hop lightly between the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And press into the feet. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana, arms at the sides. Inhale, hook the thumbs, lift the arms up and arch back. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands behind the back, interlace, extend the fist to fold. Inhale, bring the hands down to the floor, gaze forward, right foot back to lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll through cat plank pose into upward facing dog. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Inhale, move forward to plank pose. And then exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, slide through into cobra pose. Pause there in cobra pose, toenails spreading down to the mat. Float the hands off of the ground. And then bring the hands behind you into an interlaced position. Lift the fist up and back behind you, but particularly back, dragging the knuckles towards the wall behind you. Press into the feet even more to slightly elevate the chest. Breathe. And then floating cobra hands. And then hands come down, tuck the toes, pressing back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg all the way up and back. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, lower the left knee down. As you inhale, sweep the arms up into Anjaneyasana. Exhale the hands down, lift the left knee, extend the right leg as the right toes lift. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, left knee down, lift the arms up and arch back. As you exhale, one-legged downward dog, right leg all the way up and back in the air behind you. And inhale here. And then exhale, bring the knee to the left elbow to twist. And then step off the mat on the outer edge of the foot. Inhale, twist the left arm up. Stay there or switch hands if you want to slightly deepen the twist. And then exhale, two hands down, knee to nose, nose to knee. Gaze forward, step the right foot forward between the hands to lunge. Slide the right fingers forward, maybe grab a block. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose, opening the left side of the body up towards the ceiling. Any variation of this pose that you like to work in, hands in prayer, the back bend, traditional works. Nice. Exhale, softly floating back, warrior two. As you inhale, extend the right leg, arms up, gaze up, turn the right toes in. Turn the left toes to face the back of the mat, warrior two to the other side. Roll the palms to the ceiling, and then inhale, reverse the warrior, breathing here. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the ground into low lunge pose. Lower the right knee with you As you inhale, sweep the arms up into Anjaneyasana, where we'll stay and breathe. Feeling like you're isometrically pulling the legs towards each other as if you're going to try and pop up to stand to really feel the legs engage, and then thread that length all the way up through the side way. Nice. And then exhale, bring the hands down to the ground, lift the back knee, and then roll onto the back heel, coming into Skandasana. So the left knee will stay bent, you're just opening to the side. Left arm comes into the side, inside of the left knee, and the right arm reaches up and over the ear towards the back of the room. The left heel might be lifted or down, either works, whatever works for you. And then 2 hands down, transition to Skandasana to the front of the mat, but just briefly to then pivot around into low lunge pose facing forward. As you inhale, step the left foot forward next to the right foot, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, fold down over the legs. Bend the knees, inhale, hook the thumbs, stand up, straighten the legs, and arch back. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands behind the back, interlace, extend the fist to fold. Inhale, bring the hands down to the floor, gaze forward, left foot back to lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, roll through cat plank pose into upward facing dog. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Inhale, move forward to plank pose. And exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, sliding through into cobra pose. From cobra pose, again, floating the hands off of the floor. Spread the toenails into the ground to activate the legs, but also for stability as you then bring the hands behind you into an interlaced position. Lifting the fist up and back. Now either stay here just like we did when we visited this pose a moment ago, or you can bend the knees and try and bring the knees and the knuckles towards each other for sort of a variation of Dhanurasana. You could even think about the heels coming underneath your fist. It requires some nice activation in your hamstrings, or you can even thread the feet inside the interlace of the hands. So options, breathing. And then inhale, Shalabhasana, arms and legs just straight back in the air. Floating cobra hands, flex the feet. Feet and hands down, push straight up to plank pose, and then back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg all the way up and back. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, lower the right knee down. Inhale, arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, the hands down, lift the back knee, lift the front toes, extend and fold. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, right knee down, arms lift up once again. Exhale, when they get downward dog, hands down, left leg lifting all the way up and back. When you inhale, just bend the knee and open the hip up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the knee to the right elbow to twist. And step off the mat on the outer edge of the foot. As you inhale, twist the right arm up and either stay there, or if you want to switch hands, the right hand down, left arm up is a slightly deeper twist. Breathing. And then exhale, 2 hands down to the ground, knee to nose to knee, gaze forward. Step the left foot forward between the hands. Again, maybe grab a block as you switch forward into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Try to mirror whatever variation you worked with on the other side on this side. Still smoothing out the end of the exhale and the end of the inhale. Still working with thinking to help refocus when we wander. Nice. And exhale, floating back. Warrior 2, nice soft landing. arms wide. Inhale, extend the left leg, arms up, gaze up, turn the left toes in, turn the right toes out, warrior two to the back of the room. Roll the palms to the ceiling, inhale, reverse. Breathing here. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the ground into low lunge pose, then lower the left knee down as well. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms sweeping up, and again, this time we're staying in the back bend here. That feeling of gathering the legs together to thread the energy up through the arms, through the crown of the skull. And then exhale, hands coming down to the ground. And then again, you're going to pick up the back knee, roll onto the heel so that you wind up in Skandasana, opening slightly to the side. Okay, the right arm inside the right knee, the left arm up and over the ear, side bending towards the back of the room. And then hands down, transitioning to Skandasana at the front of the mat. But again, just briefly to bring us into lunge, gazing over the left shoulder and pivoting around to face forward. Step the right foot next to the left foot, and on an exhale, fold down over the legs. Bend the knees, inhale, hook the thumbs, stand up, straighten the legs, and arch back. Exhale, Tadasana, arms to the sides. Bend the knees, inhale, Utkatasana, arms lift up. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, lengthen, gaze forward, your choice, stepping or jumping, chaturanga or step to plank. As you inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift the right leg all the way up and spread the toes. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, turn your left heel down. Inhale, lift the arms up, warrior one, gazing up. Exhale, hands down, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg all the way up, toes are spread. Exhale, step forward, grounding the right heel. Press into the feet, inhale, rising up to warrior one. Exhale, the hands down and stepping back, downward facing dog. Good. From here, lower the knees down to the ground to lower the elbows down to the ground. Interlacing the hands together for dolphin. Make sure the elbows are shoulder distance apart. And then relift the knees off of the ground. Hips nice and high. Tiptoe those feet as far forward as they go. Sitting the sit bones up to the ceiling, creating lots of space in the shoulders and being able to shake the head out here. And then walking the feet further behind you once again, lower the knees down to the ground, separate the hands, and pull forward on the forearms into Sphinx pose. So spreading all the way out onto the belly, toes are pointed. And then from Sphinx pose, you're gonna bend the right knee, and then reaching back with the right hand to catch a hold of the foot and draw it in. It can be nice to spin this left hand in to create a little bit more stability. Try to press both shoulders away from the floor, especially the left one, which tends to sink here. And breathe. You can always lasso up that foot with a strap if it's not in arm's reach naturally. Softly release the right foot to the floor. Bring the right forearm out in front of you. Again, crossing over can be a nice stability. Bend the left knee, reach back with the left hand to catch a hold of the inner foot, and then draw the heel closer to the buttocks. Again, drawing the foot in with a strap can be a nice variation. You can try to keep the chest, especially the right chest, away from the floor here. Avoid sinking into the armpit. And then softly release the foot down to the floor. 2 hands to the mat, pressing back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. And at the end of the exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and hop or step lightly between the hands. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, inhale, Utkatasana, arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer, twist to face the right side of the room, hooking the left elbow outside the right knee. And keep the hands in prayer, or if you like to open the arms wide, open the arms wide. In either case, try to lean back into that right shoulder just as much as you're leaning back into that left shoulder, as if you're trying to touch both shoulder blades to the wall that's behind you. And then inhale, center Utkatasana, arms straight up. Exhale, hands to prayer, twist to face the left. Same arm variation once you get there. And the same idea of trying to lean now that left shoulder blade back. Nice. Inhale, center Utkatasana, arms up. Exhale, sitting down, Navasana, boat pose, feet coming up off the floor, roll the shoulder blades back, lift the chest. And then exhale, letting the feet come down to the ground for Baddha Konasana, knees open out to the side. It can be nice to draw the buttocks flesh back and out on a diagonal to help with the forward tilt of the pelvis, or sit up on something. And then whenever you're ready, folding forward over the legs. Smoothing out the end parts of the breath. And then gazing forward, slowly lifting all the way up to sit. Either giving yourself a little boost by pushing off with the hands or reaching the arms forward, lifting the feet up. We're going to rock forward into Bakasana. So maybe you'll go directly from Baddha Konasana, or maybe you'll take a few steps to get there. Maybe you lift 1 foot off the floor, maybe you lift 2 feet off the floor, or maybe you work with squat pose instead. Nice work, everyone. Okay, then we're going to meet in downward dog. If you want to shoot the legs back through chaturanga from crow and go through a vinyasa, you're welcome to. If you want to step back and then move through a vinyasa cycle, or just skip the vinyasa altogether and stay in down dog, all of that works. Nice. And then at the end of your next exhale, step the right foot forward for warrior 1, letting your inhale lift you all the way up. Similar energy as in Anjaneyasana, the activation of the legs, that thread up through. On an inhale, extend the right leg, pushing the floor away. And then exhale, fold forward over the legs, bringing the hands down to blocks or the floor around the right foot. Inhale, gazing forward. Keep the chest where it is. As you exhale, sweep the arms just straight back at the sides. And then press into the feet and inhale, lift the arms and chest all the way up. Exhale, rotate around until you're facing the back of the room. Once you're facing the back of the room, bend the left knee a little bit to bring the right knee up into the chest. And then from there, the right hand will come to the right knee, or you can hold on to the right big toe and extend the leg straight forward, or use a strap if you'd like to work there. Press down through the front edge of the left heel, lengthen up through the crown of the skull. Keeping the left leg steady, open the right leg out to the right side, any amount. And then fold the right foot in into Vrikshasana tree pose. Arms coming up once you're ready. Then right knee comes into the chest. And exhale, step back into warrior one. Inhale, extend the left leg and rotate all the way around until you're facing forward, bringing the hands to the hips. We're coming to revolve triangles. If you want to set your block accordingly, you're welcome to. Right hand will be on the hip, left arm reaches long. Lean halfway forward. Once you're halfway forward, reach back through the tops of the left thigh bone and the right one. Place the left hand, twisting to the right as you then reach the right arm up. Try to keep the legs engaged and steady. Often when we bring the left hand down, we kind of lose the legs a little bit because we're starting to support with the left hand. So try not to lose that. Open across the arms as if you were doing a regular triangle pose here. Keep the right arm reaching up, stay twisted to the right. Bend the right knee, slide your hand with the block forward in front of you and transition forward into a brief revolved Ardha Chandrasana, lifting that left leg off the floor behind you. And then we're gonna stay twisted and land back into high lunge twist. So as you bend the right knee, the left hand lands, the left foot lands to the back of the mat, and the arms are still wide and open, twisting to the right. Then on an inhale, you're gonna windmill around to the left side of the mat, turning the toes in so the feet are parallel. And then exhale, fold forward between the legs, hands coming down to blocks or the floor. Let the head fully drop, especially the back of the skull here. Try to sense a nice wide ball of the foot. And inhale, lift the chest halfway forward. Exhale, walk the hands to the front of the mat into low lunge pose. Good. Lower the left knee down to the ground and then slide the right knee back to meet it, coming to an upright kneeling position. Setting up for Ustrasana, camel's pose. Hands to the hips, pressing slightly down to lift the chest up. And then allowing the hips to shift back until you can catch a hold of your heels or blocks. Then go ahead and let the chest bloom up further. So don't worry about thrusting the hips forward. Keep the chest opening. Keep the legs engaged. Breathe. And then slowly come all the way back up. Bring the hands together at the center of the chest. Let the eyes close. Pause between the first and second. If you want to switch to pointed feet, feel free. Then reopen the eyes. Hands to the hips. Lift the chest. Again, lean back on an angle, letting the quads turn on, letting the hips drift back so the hands easily reach the feet. Once they reach the feet, then let the chest lift, and the hips may or may not shift forward, depending on where you are. And then coming all the way back up to upright kneeling. Lean the hands forward and down to the mat in front of you, and then step back into a plank pose. From plank pose, lower the right elbow and then the left elbow down to the ground to come into forearm plank pose, and then bring the hands into a prayer position so the palms meet. Shifting just forward and back, so no lifting of the hips up or down. Shift the weight all the way forward so the chin reaches past your fingers, and then shift the weight back, the heels pull back. And then you, on your own, just forward and back here, forward and back pretty quickly, hopefully. The core will start to engage and counterbalance our back bend work. And the next time you're in the forward position, stay in that forward position, breathing barely on your toes at all. And then softly lower the knees down to the ground, lower all the way into the belly, and then setting up for our pec stretch. So we'll have the left elbow out to the side to start. Again, the left elbow is always on a slight diagonal above the shoulder, and then kick the right leg up and over. It might be in the air, or it might step to the floor behind you. Try to imagine your inhale threads all the way up to the place where you're feeling the most stretch in your shoulder. Try to keep the exhale nice and long and smooth. And then shifting on to the belly and setting up for the other side, the right arm out to the side, the left hand by the chest, kicking the left leg up and over to the other side. And then returning onto the belly, 2 hands to the floor by the sides of the chest, pressing back, downward facing dog. And then the other side. So at the end of an exhale, you'll step the left foot forward for warrior 1 and let the inhale carry you up into the pose. Inhale, extend the left leg, push the floor away. And as you exhale, fold forward over the left leg, hands to blocks or the floor around that front foot. And inhale, simply gaze forward. As you exhale, keep everything, just sweep the arms straight back at your sides. Then pressing into the feet, inhale, lift the arms and chest all the way up. Exhale, rotate around until you're facing the back of the room. Place a slight bend in the right knee to bring the left knee up into the chest, the left hand coming to the knee or to the big toe as the right hand settles on the hip. Extending the left leg if you're extending the leg. Gaze is settled in one place. Deeply tuning into the end of the inhale and exhale. Open the left leg out to the left side. And then tree pose, folding the left foot in to the right leg. And as you're ready, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Left knee comes up into the chest. And exhale, step back to warrior one. Inhale, extend the right leg. And then exhale, rotate around till you're facing the front of the room. Bring the hands down to the hips and again, grab a block if you're using one for your revolved triangle. The left hand will stay on the hip as the right arm reaches up. Again, lean halfway forward, reaching out with that right arm and really settle into the legs. The heels grounding both corners, reaching back to the tops of the thigh bones, and then from that anchor point, rotate the chest and twist the left arm up. Nice. Again, this triangle arms really wide. Nice. And then staying twisted, keeping that top arm lifted, gazing down, bend the left knee, slide the right fingers forward, take your block with you if you're using one, revolved Ardha Chandrasana, that back leg coming off of the mat. But again, just briefly to then transition us back into high lunge twist. So staying twisted, keeping the arms wide, just stepping back behind you with that right foot. And then inhale, windmill around to the right side of your mat. Arms are up and the feet are parallel. Exhale, fold forward between the legs. On the side, we'll walk the hands as far forward in front of us as they can go, while keeping the hips lined up right over the heels. Stretching long through the side waist, stretching long through the spine. almost sort of like a variation of down dog. And then slide the hands in so that they're underneath your shoulders. Walk the hands to the front of the mat into low lunge pose. Stepping back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, lower the knees down to the ground, settling into a child's pose, using the child's pose as the place where you'll decide what kind of inversion you'd like to work with. So you can choose your favorite one: forearm stand, handstand, headstand. We won't be there quite long enough, I think, to set up for shoulder stand, although if you want to do a quick one, feel free. If you want to do something that's more chill for the moment, you can grab a block and place it underneath the back edge of your pelvis and then hold on while you extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Otherwise, you can take one of the more active ones if you're practiced with them and feel comfortable doing so without a teacher present. Again, walls are absolutely able to be used as well. Nice work, everyone. Working for 5 more long, controlled, smooth inhales and exhales. And after your 5th breath, we will meet for a child's pose. Take your time, there's no rush. So everyone in child's pose, if you have yet to make it there. And then shifting forward to the hands and knees and pressing back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift the right leg up. And then exhale, bring the shin all the way through for pigeon pose. Use any of the props that you have around you to support that right buttocks. Walk the hands out, fold forward, supporting the head with the hands or with any of your other props. Pigeon pose, like child's pose, is a really nicely inward pose. And a nice time to really connect to the breath deeply. And inhale, slowly start to walk the hands back up to lift the chest. From pigeon pose, if your foot is further out, you want to draw it in, and you're just going to pivot open to the left side, setting up for revolved Janu Shirshasana. So that's where the legs are nice and wide, the right heel is in towards the right groin, and then you twist over your right knee. Keep the navel oriented to your right knee as the left arm comes out along the inner leg, and the right arm side bends overhead, any amount. And then on an inhale, coming all the way up, still facing the side of your mat, just fold the left foot in so the feet touch. Extend the right leg out, pivot to face the back of the mat, and then set up for pigeon pose on the other side. Folding forward whenever you're ready. And now slowly walking the hands back up to lift the chest. Draw the left heel in if it tends to be in a position further out for you. Rock onto the sit bones so you're facing the side of the mat. Draw the left heel in so it's on the left groin side. Twist towards your left knee. The right arm reaches out to the inner right leg. Left arm up and over the ear. And then on an inhale, come all the way up. And then simply fold the right foot in and just come to a simple cross-legged position where we talk about the setup for the first of the 2 restoratives. So again, you want to have 3 of your blankets set up in this nice, long, stacked, skinny rectangle position. Again, towels, blankets, whatever you have. If you have a bolster, of course, you can use that instead. And you're going to set that up towards the end of your mat. You're also going to want that strap that we talked about, so that the strap is about shoulder distance apart. You're going to put it on your legs, but it's a good measure of that. So what's going to happen is you're going to sit at the front of your stacked blankets or your bolster, and you'll first strap up your legs, going to sort of mid to upper thigh, and then strap yourself in so that the legs really feel contained by the strap and they can kind of fall out into the strap and feel supported. And then pushing down on the bolster or blanket edge that's near you, laying down. And so you can see that this is enough so that my head is fully supported. Depending on the length of your blankets, that might not be the case, so just make sure that your head is supported and it's not falling back at all. And then the arms will be at the sides. And I'll talk you through our breath work here. So we'll be doing a pranayama practice together. So at first, we're just going to follow the pathway of the breath here. And then we'll move into stretching the breath. So we're going to follow the breath, moving up and down the torso. So you're going to imagine that the inhale comes up as if through the pelvic floor, the belly lifts, the side ribs expand, the collarbones slightly lift, and the inhale goes all the way through an easeful throat, through the crown of the skull. And then the exhale travels back down the center line of the body, all the way to the very end of the exhale, below the navel. As I'm guiding through this, do not feel that you need to breathe according to where I'm saying. Just use these as guideposts as you naturally breathe and get there. So again, the inhale is a movement upwards along the front of the spine as everything expands in its own time. Try to keep the throat at ease, the jaw relaxed, the eyes soft and pooling in their sockets as the inhale extends all the way through the crown of the skull. The exhale draws back down behind relaxed eyes, through a relaxed throat, as the collarbones drop and the side ribs draw in and the belly drops down all the way to the very end of the exhale. Continue to follow the breath like this, up and down, so that if at any time I were to ask you to point to where your breath is, you would be able to be like, oh, the inhale is just coming into the side ribs now, or it's at my throat, or the exhale is just behind the back of the eyes. And then we're going to layer into that, stretching the breath. So I'll be counting us, starting at 3. I'll do 3 twice, 4 twice, etc. Going all the way up to 6. We'll stay at 6 for a while, and then we'll go down by 1 number each time. As we move through this, it's important that the nervous system stays at ease. So if you notice you start getting tense in the muscles or kind of panicked feeling with the breath, let go of the breathing entirely, return to a natural rhythm, and then just on your own count up and down from 4 or something of that nature. The last number you remembered feeling easeful for. Okay? So we'll inhale together to just get on the same rhythm. Exhale all the way to the very, very end of the breath. And then inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3. Inhale 1, 2, 3 through the crown of the skull. Exhale 1, 2, 3. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Soft eyes. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the breath out. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3. Relaxed natural inhale. Relaxed natural exhale. Just staying present for the space that's created after stretching the breath in this way. And then we'll slowly draw the knees towards the chest, just a little bit, bending the knees. Roll to the left side, curling off of your blankets or your bolster. And then slowly pressing up to sit, removing your strap. Once you've removed that, you're going to take, again, either your bolster or your stack of 3 blankets, more towards the front of your mat now. You're going to take, hopefully you have 1 remaining blanket left that you'll have folded more in a square-like formation. This will be the pillow for your head. You're going to grab your 2 yoga blocks. And it's sort of going to depend on the height of your bolster and the proportion of your legs. For this setup, this arrangement of the blocks works. For some of you, you might want to have the blocks a little bit higher or get rid of them entirely. It sort of depends on your proportions. You'll have your strap nearby. You're going to shift forward and we're going to take, sort of like we're doing Baddha Konasana, but the knees and the legs are elevated on this blanket and the feet are resting on the block. So it's sort of an elevated leg Baddha Konasana. You can take your strap and wrap it around your feet because you just want to feel like the legs are going to stay there. I kind of like to wrap it so that it catches my heels a little bit and my upper ankles. You can kind of see what works for you. And then you're going to slide the hips towards your blankets as you come down onto your back. Arrange the pillow so it's underneath your head. And then release. without needing to change anything. Simply notice the natural, relaxed breath. The next time you exhale, simply press your feet firmly together, and when you inhale, let them relax. Do that for the next several breaths. And then letting that go, slowly draw the knees up, stepping the feet onto that bolster or pile of blankets. Curl all the way over to the right side, off of your supports, bringing the forehead to the floor, connecting the third eye to the earth. And then slowly pressing all the way up to sit. Bringing the hands together at the center of the chest and breathing in slowly. Bowing down to the teacher within all things and beings. I'll say that in Sanskrit. You can chant along or respond with Jai. Om Bolo Sakuru Bhagavana Ki Jai. Namaste.